Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Quranists Responses to Critics. Today we will be addressing the video made by Al-Kitab. Al-Kitab made a video called The Quranist Heresy. So actually we'd like to thank him for bringing that to our attention, and so we can give our side of the story, as it were. The first thing I'd like to say to Isa is thank you very much for not doing the takfir thing. I was actually very heartened by that. I thought, this guy is a really nice guy. You know, it's not about calling people kafir. It's just, he's just expressing his dismay. And Isa, I mean, you know, I hear you. I hear you. You know, I want the same thing you want. I want to obey Allah and I want to obey the Messenger. And I'm sure that is what brought you to Islam anyway, the desire to serve Allah. So you may ask the question, why am I doing this? You know, why am I rejecting the teachings of the Messenger if I'm seeking to follow the Messenger so that I may serve Allah? Well, here's the reason. The reason is the Messenger only authorized the Quran. That's the fundamental principle. He only authorized the Quran. Anything else is not within his authorization. And if he didn't authorize it, at best, it can be wisdom for use. At worst, it can be something contradictory to the Quran. So that's my basic reason, and I'm going to get into the video now as well. In minute 1, Isa made a point actually raised by many people who follow the Quran alone as well. They say, okay, look, why do you use the term Quranist? If you use the term Quranist, you are creating a sect. Allah never authorized the term Quranist. So as Isa says, right off the bat, you have disobeyed Allah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Isa. We do not use the term Quranist at the same level as the term Muslim. It is not a conflicting label. It is rather a label which qualifies the term Muslim. I am a Quranist Muslim. Therefore, I express my Islam by focusing solely on the Quran. That's all it means. I saw another video of Isa Al-Kitab called the Salafi Minhaj, where Isa was complaining. Isa said, hey, I went to a bookshop, Barnes and Noble, and I got a Quran. But later I found out that it was the Ahmadiyya Quran. I don't call Ahmadiyya kafirs, by the way. Yeah, I abstain from calling anyone kafirs. But Isa was really dismayed because these people are not considered Muslims. So he got the Quran, and the Quran didn't say there, by the way, we are Ahmadiyya, and please don't follow us if you think we are kafirs. It doesn't say that. It probably just says the Holy Quran, and probably the translator is Maulana Muhammad Ali, if I'm not mistaken, because Muhammad Ali's translation is very, very famous. But Isa, doesn't this answer why people need to be honest about who they are? If someone put there Ahmadiyya, this Quran is an Ahmadiyya translation, here are certain perceptions about the Ahmadiyya, therefore caveat emptor, buyer beware. You would then at least have the ability to make an informed choice. You see, that is why we use the label. That's why we say, welcome to the Quranist space, so that you know that this is not the majority of Muslims. We do not follow the majority. And any Quranist will tell you that, regardless whether he uses the label or not, he is in the minority. But minority or majority, that doesn't affect the truth. Anyone, even if no one follows the truth is still the truth, right? So, in that video, Salafi Minhaj, Isa uses the term Salafus Saleh. Does Allah call us or call anyone Salafus Saleh? Not in the Quran. Allah never calls anyone Salafus Saleh. But I don't blame Isa for using the term Salafus Saleh. Salafus Saleh, by the way, means pious predecessors, yeah, or good predecessors kind of thing. I don't blame Isa for using that term. Why? Because the Salafus Saleh are a different kind of Ahl Sunnah. They do not follow the madhabib, the four schools of law. They claim they go back to the Quran and Sunnah. They follow scholars like Isa mentioned in that video, Ibn Baz, Uthaymeen, Al-Albani. They follow all those guys. So they are the Salafus Saleh. Some people call them the Salafi, others call them the Wahhabi, others call them Ahl al-Hadith. People need to be identified so you know who you're talking to. You don't go to a Shia thinking, okay, well this guy, he believes in the same thing Wahhabis do, and say Shias are kafirs. The Shia guy will club you for saying that. Why? Because if he just calls himself Muslim, oh I'm Muslim, and he doesn't say I'm a Shia, you never know really what group he belongs to. So Isa, what makes a sect? A sect is an attitude. If you say, for example, and you're not that kind of guy, I can see that. If you say, for example, I am a Salafus Saleh, you are a Muqtadi, an innovator, and all bid'ah will go to the fire, then you're a sect. Quranists are not like that. You are welcome to come and join us in our Facebook groups. Just key in Quranists, that's easy to find as well. Key in Quranists and you will see. Welcome to the Quranist space. You may think for yourself here. That is why we have the name, to designate a space. And in that space, people can think for themselves. They don't need any ulama to tell them what to think. So I hope that clarifies for you, Isa. We are using the term for the sake of clarification, just like you use the term Salafus Saleh. So don't make fish of one and fowl of the other. That's not very nice. Okay, let's get into the second point. In minute 1.50 of Isa's video, The Quranist Heresy, Isa says the Salafis learn things directly from the Prophet. Isa, I hope you know that the codification of Sahih Hadith came about 250 years after the Prophet. Let me ask you this. If you were Abu Bakr as-Siddiq or Umar ibn al-Khattab, would you do this? Would you not care about the integrity of Islamic learning, that as soon as the Prophet passed away, what you would do is get all the Sahabas together, let them write everything they know about the Prophet, all of them need to corroborate, and produce a Jami' Sahih, a Sahih collection, which then everyone signs. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, Zubair, Talha, all these guys, they will sign it, and there you go. You've solved the hadith question. They didn't do this. Isa Al-Kitab, they did not do this. What did they do? Abu Bakr burnt hadith. Umar warned against the following of hadith. Why? Because hadith was not authorized as Islamic and authorized as the messenger's teaching. At best it can contain wisdom. I agree. I read some hadith, they're very wise, very inspiring. But they're not authorized by the messenger. The messenger was told by Allah, إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلٌ رَسُولٌ كَرِيمٌ, chapter 69, verse 40. Verily this is the saying of the honored messenger. The Quran is the saying of the honored messenger. And think about it. When you read the Quran, whose speech are you listening to? When you say, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, who actually said this? قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, say, He is Allah one. Who actually said this? It is the messenger who said this to his Sahaba at first, and it's recorded. So the entire teachings of the messenger are in the Quran. You can see it straight in the Quran. And basically once you see that, it's all in one book, then of course you can all unite under the book. That's only fair. I mean, can you imagine, you say you worry about divisions in the Ummah, right? Each sect, and I use the term sect because in this case they are sectarians, they are at loggerheads, they are locking horns. Each sect claims that their hadith collection is the authorized collection by the messenger. Your Salafus Saleh, did you know that you guys reject part of Bukhari? You claim that parts of Bukhari are weak hadith. And the reason why you claim this is because some of your imams have reclassified Bukhari. Why is that okay? Why is that allowed, Isa? Think about it. Look, you're a revert to Islam. I saw your video on reversion. MashaAllah, good for you. But did you come all this way just to keep following human beings? No, I'm sure you didn't. Open the Quran for yourself. The Quran is there. It's direct. It speaks to you. Come and join us. I'm not saying be a Quranist. I'm saying come and join us in our groups and you will see our discussions. We are trying to get as deeply as possible into the Quran. Last point on Imam Malik. Minute 2.15. Indeed, Imam Malik's Muwatta is the earliest legal document in traditional Islam. But does that make it really great? Oh, I have some serious doubts about that. Look, here is a hadith from Malik's Muwatta. Yeah? On the authority of Yahya, related to me from Malik, from Nafi, that Safiya bint Abi Ubaid told him that Hafsa, al-Mu'mineen, mother of the believers, sent Asim ibn Abdullah ibn Sa'ad to her sister Fatima bint Umar ibn al-Khattab for her, now listen to this, to suckle him 10 times so that he could come in to see her. She did it, so he used to come in to see her. So Isa, this is what they claim the Prophet taught us, that if a woman and man, and if they are able to marry, the man must suckle the woman 10 times. How is this? Do you believe something like this? Something so lewd is advocated by the Prophet, and Malik recorded this? Isa, please, I mean, come on, this is not Islam. Allah says, La taqrabu az-zina, do not come close to zina. And are you telling me that if a man does that to a woman, he is not having those feelings? No, no, no. Isa, this is not Islam. Islam is in the Quran, is fully detailed in the Quran. So again, I don't want to make a lengthy video. Isa didn't go into much detail himself. This is already twice the length of Isa's video. So my parting words to Isa is this. Dear Isa, please think about it. Think about it. Why on earth are hadith not preserved? Why is the Quran preserved? The Quran is preserved, being recited by Muslims day in, day out. That is Islam. It doesn't need any kind of historical verification. It's alive, it's living. So Isa, come and find us on Facebook. Quranist.net or Quranist, you will be able to easily find us. That's why we use the label, by the way. It's very easy to find. Yeah? So, Isa, please reconsider your views. I understand, I can see your sincerity, sir. I really do. And I am trying to show you that we're not that bad. Really, we're not. Okay? Thank you very much for tuning into this video, and I hope you will see us again in the future. Take care. Bye.